Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. And once you've experienced putting a reminder or a calendar item on your MacBook, then have it instantly show up on your iPhone, you're not going back to another tech life before this. All right, so let's talk about it right after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to I Am Gadget Guy. I am Gadget Guy, and you can call me Justin or nothing inappropriate, okay? But yes, we're going to be talking about the Apple ecosystem and how they all come together, like on your MacBook, your iPhone, your iPad, and all that. But before we get to that, I'm going to be talking about something that happened way back in time, okay? 2000, 2001, up until like 2010, okay? So 2001-ish, 2-ish, I had a Palm Pilot. And I could sync it with my Outlook. Well, I had some Franklin Covey software that I could install and hook up to my Outlook, and that would sync over all my contacts if I wanted, all my reminders, my notes, even email, but that was pointless. Well, it's pointless because what's the point of having email if you can't reply to it, right? So, and then all of a sudden, iPhone came out, all right? And iPods came out where you could have like a mail account on it. And so I was able to set up an email account. Well, I've had an Exchange server in my basement since like 2000 to like 2010, okay? I had an Exchange server where, yes, you could use Outlook and it could sync via which is push, which is exchange information. If you put something up on my desktop, I can get it on my iPod at the time. Okay, because my wife had an iPod, not an iPhone, but she had one of those iPods that looked like an iPhone, but it wasn't. And then we could sync back and forth. Okay, and then I got an iPhone, and then, I could still use my Exchange server back and forth. I did get rid of my Exchange server because it was just too time-consuming, too much money, and I had my own Linux server, so I went to Linux Mail, but that really wasn't the same as Exchange. But then, all of a sudden, Apple comes along, okay? Apple comes into my life. I have an iPhone. Then I have an iPhone right here, okay? This is the 15, okay? I don't know if I'm going to get the 17. I don't know, okay? And then I have a MacBook right here, okay? And then I have an iPad, okay? It's got, see, there's my iPad. I have an iPad, and I have an Apple Watch, and I even have AirPods. So I'm all in with the Apple system. So it's like, it's like kind of cool. So what the Apple ecosystem does is it all revolves around what's called a username. So this is your iTunes. It used to be the iTunes user ID, but now it's just called the Apple ID. So if you have an Apple ID, like say my Apple ID is Bob Jones at bobjones.com. All right, so I would put that in on my MacBook right here, okay? And once I get that all taken care of, I pick up an iPhone. Boom, I put Mac Jones. I put Bob Jones at bobjones.com here, and whatever I put on here will go to my MacBook. So if I could put like a calendar reminder, like talk to Justin, boom, it'll show up on my MacBook, okay? And you can also do that with your iPad as well. You can put something on your iPad like a reminder or a note, as long as you're using Apple products. Okay, let me get this crystal clear. Apple products. So like notes, reminders, calendar, mail even. If you look at your email on the Apple Mail here, the email will be read here. Okay? So that's all the Apple ecosphere revolves around, is that Apple ID. So yeah, Bob Jones at bobjones.com is a powerful thing in the Apple ecosystem. And that's what makes Apple so good. It takes the Exchange services that I'm used to, but makes it a lot better. Yes, Exchange has come a long way. You can get better, but you have to have Outlook, and you have to have an Exchange account. And those Exchange accounts don't come cheap. Believe me, I have a few. And I prefer to have the Apple ecosystem. The Apple ID is probably one of the best things that I've seen since cut bread. I'm just kidding. It's probably one of the better things that have come along with tech. When Exchange came out, when you could put your email address or your email account on several different devices, as long as it supported the Outlook client, then you could talk back and forth. You could use mobile devices or multiple devices for your Exchange account. But that just got too expensive. The Apple ID doesn't cost anything. The only thing that costs money is your MacBook, your iPhone, and your iPad, and your iWatch, and AirPods, okay? Yeah, I got the first generation. Ugh. Okay, but anyway, so you're thinking, what does the iWatch have to do? Well, your iWatch signs in with your username. So this could be Bob Jones at bobjones.com, and it's hooked up to everything. Yes, it's more likely tethered to your iPhone, but I can have messages show up here. I can have calendar items. I wish I could do more with my watch, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just my problem. All right. So yeah, this is the Apple ecosystem, and it is so nice to be able to sync all your devices up with one username. One username. And you can have access to anything. You can even go on the web and go to iCloud.com and access anything that's within the Apple ecosystem. You can't go out to iCloud and say, oh, I have an Evernote account. No, you can't do that. It has to be within the ecosystem. So like Key, the PowerPoint presentation software, you can access that on any of your devices as long as you have the Key app. And it's an Apple app, so most likely you have it. So that is why I am really invested into the Apple ecosystem. Yes, I went to Apple, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, because I had iMovie on it, and I wanted to edit more videos and do more videos, because I was doing videos, but I really wasn't any good at it. So I went to iMovie, then it just kind of blew up from there. I already had an iPhone. I had an iPhone for, I don't know, about 8 years before that. So it was really nice and really convenient just to start having things all together. Now, the Apple ID has come a long way. You used to have an iTunes account, and then they moved over to Apple ID, so I kind of do it a different way. I'm going to have to figure out the best way to do this, but yeah. So yeah, you have a lot of third-party apps out there as well. Like you have OneNote, you have Evernote, you have Grammarly, you have Ring, and you can access all that information on different devices as long as you have the same user ID and password. But it's not so much cohesion as the Apple ecosystem. Or ecosystem, not ecosystem, but ecosystem. That is why I'm all in on the Apple ecosystem. I'm all in on Apple. All right? I probably would never have gone all in on Apple, but I really like their products, and they just have some great opportunities, and I think they're growing. I think they're going in not the direction I want them to go in, but it's just me. So that is me and the Apple ecosystem. If you want to, I would say go all in on Apple, because you can have one login on multiple devices, and you'll have your calendars, your reminders, your notes. You'll have all that information at your fingertips, as long as you have an Apple device with you that's logged in with your Apple ID. Okay, guys? So I hope you guys liked this video. Okay? If you did, give it a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And also, hit that subscribe button down below. and the bell notification so you'll be notified of it anytime I upload videos. I talk about tech here, the gadgets I use, the gadgets I find interesting and help to better your life. All right, guys. And until the next one, I will see you later. Bye. Oh, remember, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Don't know what I have to do with Apple products, but all right, bye.